Okay, so we nailed our upside targets, but as you may know, the pullback we were looking for was overshot, and we may be at the point of catching some lower targets. The larger downside was faced due to the broader market selling off despite the JOLTS report coming in with a beat. Welcome back to the channel on this Thursday. This is ARCa. Let's dive into ticker symbol ASRE. Let's kill him. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive in to ticker symbol ASRE, and we are here in the 8-hour time frame, in the very time frame where we were suggesting a potential top side to be faced today, and that was a 3107 to 3208 threshold with a focus of about 3180, of which we reached a top side of 3150 on this candle here to meet our expectations, right? So what we were banking on was to get this absolute resistance, right, from this zone here. And the expectation was for us to get the bounce out of the SMA 50 conversion, right? We wanted to make sure to come back and validate that SMA 50 into support before continuing on to the upside. But that was not the case. Price action ended up falling beneath the SMA 50, presenting some danger to the bulls here. And we can actually see that price action here on the SPY, right? So let's just go ahead and take a look at the SPY. Capitulating here on the daily time frame. Please witness this. And this was actually a play that we played the downside here, and in fact I'm still long the SQQQ here, right? So it's just, yeah, the SQQQ, you know, I longed it down here somewhere. So I'm gonna swing it, just full transparency, just so you guys know what's happening, right? But I just, in reality, I just want to show you here what the SPY did out of nowhere, and I'm talking about right at about 1 p.m. or 1:15 p.m. Eastern time, right after lunchtime. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, just about right here. This is that 10 a.m. mark, which is the lunchtime of the what is it called? I'm sorry, the lunchtime NYSE. Right, so immediately started capitulating like crazy around that lunchtime, right? So 12 to 1, I guess it was. And yeah, team, so this was actually something that I foresaw coming yesterday, 2 days ago. In fact, I was already speaking about me being bearish the markets and coming up to a critical resistance, and that we faced. Now, the thing is that ASRE I've noticed to be sensitive to the broader market price action. Right, so this is probably the reason why we ended up catching that downside on ASRE. Right, so of course, team, we have to watch out with what's to come next. To be completely transparent with you, I have not gone over this chart, so this is going to be the first time we go over it together. Okay, what I will say here is that we may have, geez. There's a couple inflection points here that we need to break. Okay, so specifically the candle low of 27.30. What is it, by the way? That's the low of 27.10. All right, so specifically that break. We need to break that 27.10 again in order for us to come back down. I'm going to leave it as not a 27.10. I'm going to leave it as 26.96. Okay, that would be the low of this candle here, which is arguably the hanging man that ended up introducing this downside here on a 3-day. Right, so the bottom side here is perfectly met with our support zones, 2403. Right, so this 2403 just so happens to be the Bollinger Band's very bottom side on a 2 standard deviation multiplier from the mean at 34 cents. Okay, so that is also a potential for us to come back down there. In fact, I'm almost feeling that we could bank on it, right? But still, please remember that we must respect this first support down here at 26.96. We have to see how the markets react. We have to see how ASRE reacts to the markets. But to be perfectly honest with you, I am very bearish to the markets. I am betting against the markets presently. And there may actually be a shot here of getting a really nice discount on ASRE. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the next chart here. And as you can see, we have now printed a daily bearish engulfing, and this could be that validation signal to come back down to that $26 zone, right? So this may very well be the catalyst. Now, if we do come back down to that 26-cent zone, what would be the range, right? Because we're already within this range here, the 32 to 2403, right? But what would be, I guess, you know what? Actually, that would be it right there. We just answered it. 2403 to 2696 is the range. Perfect. Oh, man. We don't have to continue working. 2403, right? So we're gonna jot it down right down here, and we're gonna find a focus. So 2403. Let's see. There we go. Let me see. I guess in a daily time frame, it's slightly different, right? 2690 appears to be it. What was the target that we had back here? 2696. Yeah, 2696. We could just leave it as that, right? Okay, so 2696 to 2403 is the range, and the focus could very well be the center of it. Oh man, let me see. No, I think it would be closer to here. 20. Yep, I'm gonna leave this at 2506. Okay, so I do believe that 2506 could be the focus for the price action. Okay, so let's go ahead and just leave that trend line in there. And now we have the secondary area that we're looking for, or three potential targets in here with a focus. So let's move on here to the next chart and see what we have. Okay. Hourly time frame regression is the second validator for a continuation to the downside. And that is already kind of happening, right? We closed already 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive hourly candles beneath the mean band here. Okay, so that price action here at 28.10 still has a little bit of a ways to go. Right, so if we are going to do it within the next hourly candle, then that looks like 27.23 could be that bottom side, right? So, I mean, it's already rhyming pretty nicely with that 27.96, 26.96. 26.96. Right, so that's the difference between 27.23 and 26.96 is I mean, it's laughable, right? It's ridiculous. So the linear regression channel is giving us that hint already. Okay, team, so I must say that this may actually come back down to this area to test that support zone. Okay, and I do see a potential drop beneath it, specifically to these tweezer bottoms here at the hourly candle. Right, we have to be careful what we can observe here. And then also the very bottom side of this entire section right here, this entire area has this as an inflection zone at 26.94. So that is, in fact, the area that we need to be careful with. There is a chance here that price action may bounce from here, and that would give us a pretty nice edge. And the reason why it would give us a nice edge is because that would start to form a right-angled triangle. Oh, actually, it's during an upside, so that's actually a little bearish too. Ah, man. Okay, so yeah, man, this is actually displaying some difficulty from the broader markets here too. It's already giving me this. It's giving me a fuss. Okay, so just like this here, we can speculate it being. Yeah, we can speculate this formation being like that, even like this, which honestly could be the better outlook. Let's see here. Yep. Yeah, that feels like it. Damn it. Now you're saying, ARCa, why damn it? Well, it's because it's presenting a very confusing play. Right. So, and not to mention that the regression bottom, I'm sorry, that the support bottom of the triangle, the base is located at freaking 26.93, 26.94, right? So it is the candle. It's just, it's stupid. It is really suggesting that. Okay. So if we are going to be closing this formation, this secondary touch of the support would be a necessity here. And there may be a bounce from this. Okay, so if this does face a bounce, then yeah, we have a resistance right where we are right now, of course, at 2808 hourly time frame gap here. Right, and there is still a chance that price action may reach the very top side of around 29 cents again, even up to the 29.30, 29.42. There is a potential there, right? Even if price action decides to come back down and test that regression band again, that's cool. The reason why I say this is because this triangle usually tends to break out at about 65 or 70, I say 65 to 75% to the apex, right around here. Remember that we're on an hourly time frame, so these are going to pass by fairly fast. Okay, so this could be tomorrow or the following or Monday, where we can face that bottom side, or the let's see, yeah, I'm sorry, where we can face that little sine wave here. We're gonna see what price action does though. Okay, so the statistics got a little shifted towards the downside. Now the EMA3 is actually pivoted straight to the downside. So we have to watch out with what's going on there because now we're being hindered and it looks like expansion may be starting. The last thing we want is a 5-day time frame expansion going up with momentum headed towards the downside. We don't want that. So we're going to keep an eye on this, close eye on that, and we'll see what's up. Okay, so now the linear regression band here is suggesting a bottom side of 25.33. on the 8-hour time frame. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a different perspective from the 12-hour. And the 12-hour is definitely giving us a different perspective. In fact, it's giving us 26.35. Very much rhyming with that 26.96. Right? So let's see the daily time frame Gaussian band. Now that's actually a little bit lower. So yeah, I think the 12-hour time frame could be that sweet spot for us. Now, the 3-day time frame mean is even closer. This is 26.45 and testing the mean. Well, why would we be doing that? First of all, we broke out from the mid band here, right? We went up here, we resisted from a local area, and now we're coming back down to test this support zone. Please notice that the 3-day time frame is freshly printing a green band. So that is suggesting that we are now in a bullish shift, okay? And notice how long we've been in a bear shift. This thing turned red December 2022. And we're getting the first indications of a bullish return. All right, so this could be it. It may be it. I don't know, but we have to not ignore it. All right, team. So things are looking pretty good. The RSI is going to be the last part of the analysis here, and it looks like the 30-minute immediate short term is suggesting a downside, just like we're talking about. Right? It does have very close proximity to the gravitational zone, which could introduce a further downside. Then let's see, the bi-hourly time frame also approaching the gravitational zone definitely has a little bit of a head and shoulders formation right here. Definitely could do that with momentum. That would definitely suggest a continuation to that downside. 4-hour time frame, it does have a downside. However, it's diminishing that pivot. Same thing with the 8-hour time frame. So I guess what we're going to have to observe here is probably a higher term support grab, and that would be the biweekly. So the biweekly is showing us that we could face a little bit further of downside, just like we spoke of, and then get a bounce from this area to the upside. Now, why would that be happening? Just like we spoke about on the 3-day time frame, we broke outside of the critical resistance. Now we're coming back down to test that support before a continuation to the upside. Okay, so that's honestly what it looks like. Okay, so if that is the case, please remember that this is a bi-weekly time frame and it does take its time, and it is kind of a far distance here, right? No way of telling exactly what that price action would be. That's where our discretion would play out. But the bi-weekly time frame does have 7 days and 20 hours to complete, so that makes me feel that like the broader markets may be on a downtrend for the better part of the next week or two before us catching some type of recovery. Completely speculative. Definitely not back tested and very much discretionary. We have to be reactive to the markets, and we shall observe this in the coming days on the live sessions. Please go ahead and tune in. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, 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 never. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your night. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team. Yeah.